Alright, welcome back to a new episode. Let's do some painting. Let me take you to the booth. Yeah, the Brat is currently in storage. So I've tried to convert the front part of the workshop into a paint booth. The over fender, one of the over fenders there, rear bumper and spats all ready to go. They have obviously been high build primered. Typical rule of thumb is 3 coats of high build, and what I've done is gone over it with a 500 DA and then an 800 wet and dry and then degreased it. These have been degreased twice now. That was last week. I need to do another degreasing just to make sure all the dust and everything's off them. I've got a little extractor here, and then I've taped it to one of the vents in the wall there. So little extractor, it's probably not going to be the best thing in the world, but it's going to move some of the crap. So what I'm going to do is do base coat first, obviously, and then 2 coats of lacquer. Hopefully I can do it all in one hit without moving everything around. Should be. It's not like too much going on. Yeah, so let's go look at the setup. First things first, base coat. So that is the same brand, same colour obviously as the SVX, mixed up by the same people did it originally, so fingers crossed we're going to be all good. Lacquer, Noble Spectral. This is around £160 for the kit, and the kit comprises of obviously the lacquer and the hardener. Definitely go for the best quality you can in terms of material, so the Leclerc base coat, obviously it's a Hydrofan, and then yeah, the Noble Spectral makes a huge difference. Now obviously other things we need, not that, obviously we need our mixing cups, filters, and then we've got the tack rags. You need some gloves, obviously you need a suit, a respirator, and more importantly, or most importantly, the gun. So this is a DeVille Biss, kind of like a mid-range gun. It's not like the most expensive thing in the world, with a pressure gauge and a inline filter, just to keep the debris out. We're running my little compressor there. I was going to run the bigger compressor, but I just broke it. So yeah, I just went to undo one of the fixings and that just literally just sheared off. So yeah, good times. Obviously it's not the biggest compressor in the world. It's a 24 litre, so that's like a 5-6 gallon compressor. So we're gonna have to kind of take our time a little bit and not just keep on blasting out the material, because it's not going to be able to keep up. So before we start painting, let's do a little bit of degreasing. Everything's degreased. What we'll do before painting it is use a tack cloth and a little bit of air, run over the parts, make sure all the dust is off them. Next is base coat. This is water based, and it's pre-mixed as well, so I don't have to do anything to it. Literally I've just put some in a cup and then filter that into my gun. That's all I need to do and it's good to go. I've already shaken this up, so I'll put some in a cup, give it a little bit more stir, filter it, and then suit up and we'll be ready to paint. Another important thing is lighting. Obviously we've got lighting in there, it's not a booth, so it's not the best lighting, so we do have some extra lighting, just a regular workshop magnetic light, and we've got a daylight torch, so that helps us identify how well the coverage is. If you need to be a bit more, it'll highlight anything there. So all good. Put those in the booth, get suited up, do some test sprays, tack it down, start spraying. Right, terrible continuity. Obviously, I literally just started painting, and the first spat had some really weird, kind of crazy, like hairline fractures in it. I don't know where it's where I did drop it once, and this is kind of like underneath the primer. I'll show you that in a second. So I carried on painting everything else. I struggled with the compressor. It's not ideal. It's tiny, so I can get a few good passes out of it before it starts dipping. Very, very frustrating. Yeah, especially when you're used to like, you know, like 100-gallon compressor or more, and you can just keep them blasting out the coats. But yeah, base coat is on for the 3 out of the 4 pieces, so that's a win. It's not ideal, but I'll show you one of the spats right there, the bumper and the over fender. So far so good. Gun is okay. It's not the best gun I've ever used. Obviously, I'm used. My preferred gun is a gun that my friend has. Is a DeVille Biss GTI Pro Light. They're about 300 quid, but I wasn't going to spend 300 pounds because, yeah, I don't know why. I should have just bought it. And I need to buy a bigger compressor. So, and I need to buy a second compressor because I've broken my friend's one. So, yeah, good times. Right, I'll show you the other spat. So we'll have to do that another time, obviously. So obviously it's just looking a bit sorry for itself. There's one there you can see quite bad. There's a little bit around here. So apart from that, so I think that is where I dropped it, that section, and then I don't know what this is around here. So I have to rub that down and then kind of spot prime it. So now I'm going to put some lacquer on it. I will probably lacquer or video me lacquering one of the spats and then take the camera out because the camera's probably going to get obliterated and covered in overspray, and I don't want to do that. So let's set it up and then, yeah, we'll start putting some lacquer on. That's fun. Success. Managed to paint 3 out of the 4 parts. So what I'll do is I'll fix that and paint that at the same time that I do my front bumper, because the front bumper's got a few hairline fractures in it where it's settled, so I'll do those 2 at the same time. Obviously, as this isn't a proper booth, there's bits of dirt in it. It's not too bad, like I've seen worse, but obviously that'll just get flattened out, you won't see it. I did go fairly heavy on the second coat to try and make things a little bit easier for myself when it comes to you know, flat and polishing. So there are a few spots that are a little bit more orange peely than the other bits, purely because I couldn't see. I had my torch in my hand, but just couldn't see that well. Pressure on the gun just dipping up and down. I'm making excuses. Let's go have a look. Let's see if we can show you an up close. Now, a lot of people when they paint, when they show people paint, they're like, yeah, it's pretty good, you know, it's not that much orange peel. Like, just stop and just go as slow as you can now. So, that is trying to show you, you know, obviously you can see the dirt in it, but it's pretty good. All right, so it is now a week later. I checked it a couple of days after I painted it just to make sure everything was fine. It's all good. Everything looks really good. Color match is really good. Really happy with that. Yeah, the spat there. Now what I'm going to do is fix the other spat that didn't work, or has some issues, and do the front bumper. But I need to get this out of the way first, so I need to put this on the car, and then I can do a little mock-up of this, get the front bumper off, hopefully paint the other spat that's in there and the front bumper. Then all we've got left to do is a few kind of little bits and pieces. But yeah, let's move Well, let's get that rear bumper on first. Kind of struggled with some fixings, but I've got it in. Look at that. That looks wild. Yeah, it looks absolutely insane. Can't really describe how cool it looks. It looks pretty wild. Yeah, I'm stoked. I can't wait to get the new wheels on. It's just, yeah, absolute madness. So hope you guys liked that episode. Bit of a weird one. Kind of wanted to get a bit more painting recorded, but things started going wrong, and I just needed to kind of like do it as quick as I could, because I've got about a month as I'm recording this. I've got about a month until retro rides. So painted is rear bumper, both spats, the over fender, one of the side skirts. All it's got left to do is paint the other side skirt. Just got to scuff it, paint it, do some little repairs on the front bumper and paint that. All that's on, and then paint the roof. After I've painted the roof, which I might paint the roof, I might not paint the roof. I'm kind of like half and half, because I've got a lot of flat and polishing to do, so I might not be able to do that. So if you do see the car in a show, forget about the roof. All right, so thank you very much, guys, and yeah, I'll see you very soon.
Subscribe, you fools.